Hey little guys, it's Delta249er here with all the new things, changes, and bug fixes in 1.3. They improved the overall stability and performance by reducing the CPU, RAM, and bandwidth usage, accelerating the chunk loading, decreasing the lag spike frequency, and they made the nether less laggy, decreased unnecessary world updates, made the chat work smoothly even when the server is laggy, and they decreased the packets sent between client and server. Now they also made single player internally use a multiplayer server, and decreased the world saving intervals. Now they also added optional single player commands called cheats on non-hardcore worlds, which is added into the more world options menu right here, and if you toggle it on you will be allowed to type in different commands. Now by opening the chat and pressing slash, then pressing the tab button, you'll be able to cycle through the different commands, and also if you get to a certain command you can then cycle through the sub-commands of that command. And they also added most of the commands from multiplayer into single player because of the single player now internally using a multiplayer server. In the game menu they added an option to open to local area network, and then you can play with your friends on the network, and you can also select which game mode you would like them to be in and if you want them to be able to use cheats or not, as you can see here. They also added a demo mode for non-premium users, which lasts 5 game days per world. They also added chat settings to the options menu, and now you can select the opacity of the chat, as well as you can turn colors on and off, show or hide the chat, or just show the commands that you are typing in, or you can toggle web links on or off, and you can turn off prompting on links or turn it on, of course. They also added snooper settings to the option menu, which allows users to toggle anonymous data being sent to Mojang, and also shows which data will be sent. Full screen and vertical sync options have been added to the options.txt in the .minecraft folder. Mobs can now spawn on top slabs and upside down stairs. F3 mode has been improved by truncating the coordinates to 5 fractional digits. The Y coordinate now shows both the feet level and the eye level. Also, they removed the frame rendering time history graph in the bottom left that always used to take up part of the screen. And also, they added 3 values, which are walking speed, WS, flying speed, FS, and G, which is a Boolean value, true when you touch the ground. So if you're jumping, you're not on the ground, and if you are on the ground, it says true. They updated the language files by adding tooltips for all types of monster egg blocks, as well as the end portal frame, and as well as the different tree-related blocks. And they also localized the server commands, added missing commands related strings, and they also added the missing double chest GUI caption. They also fixed many bugs, including they fixed the texture packs in folders not showing their icons and descriptions, and they fixed the man-in-the-middle attack allowing hackers to log in as you when you visit their server. Also, they fixed the open texture pack folder button not working on OS X. They also had an adventure mode, so if you type in /game mode adventure, you'll be put into adventure mode, and that is only available via command, and you cannot build anything or even punch anything. Also, you cannot set things on fire and use buckets. Now players can interact with doors, mobs, basically anything that does not require them to use a tool or break something. Or place something, then they can interact with it. They also added trading using emeralds as the currency, and villagers will, depending on the profession, offer different trades to players. So you can see I have 3 different villagers here, and they have different trades, each of them, as you can see. There are 3 kinds of trades. There's selling, buying, and enchanting. This is selling, this is buying, and this would be enchanting. Also, villagers can require more than one of something, or also 2 different things, as you can see that this villager would like here. And also, when you trade with them, they will emit purple particles for a few seconds to indicate their trades have changed. You can obtain Bottles O Enchanting and Chainmail Armor by trading. The creative mode inventory is improved. They categorized the tabs by various groups of items and blocks. They added a search tab where you can search for the items, And also they added a survival inventory tab where you can view your survival inventory, and also you can see your character and the armor slots. And there's also a destroy item block. Items can now be deleted from the inventory by shift clicking them, as you can see, and they're not in the survival inventory here. Also they added layered snow blocks. So if I type in snow, you can see they have the snow here as well as the full snow block here. And they also added potions, which you can see they have all the times, and there's every potion here, so you can obtain those in creative mode. They improved the experience collection, and depending on the ore type, experience now drops from ores that drop items such as diamonds, redstone, and emeralds. As you can see, I'm getting experience from that. Also, furnaces now give you XP when you take something out of them. So say I have my iron ingots here, and you can see I got some experience from that. Also, destroying mob spawners gives you experience now, and they adjusted the experience level progression. So levels 1 through 15 cost 17 XP points each. Levels 16 through 30 cost 3 more XP points than the previous. So that means that the cost equals 17 plus the level minus 15 times 3. And levels 31 and above cost 7 more XP points than the previous. So cost equals 62 plus the level minus 30 times 7. They improved enchanting, and now the new maximum level with bookshelves is 30. Also, only 15 bookshelves are enough to reach level 30, and also the third slot is always the highest level of enchantment here, as you can see. And they also increased chances for multiple enchantments at once, and adjusted enchantments to go with new maximum level and balanced gameplay. Writing in books was added. By right-clicking a book with a quill, you can write and read up to 50 pages, so you can just keep typing random stuff and just keep going and up to level 50. Now if you're done, then you can also write in it again, but if you sign it, then it is done. And I will call this 1.3 sign and close, and you can see it has that enchantment look on it, which is pretty cool. The multiplayer has been improved. They made entities less likely to glitch through blocks. They added auto magical downloading of standard size texture packs, which can be toggled. Also, they made server commands more descriptive, added a reason parameter to the /ban command. So if you type in /ban, the name, and then the reason, it will give them a reason for being banned in the message. Now also, they added a /seed command, which shows the seed of the map you are playing on. They added a /default game mode command, and that allows you to put the game mode you would like others to join in. Now also they added a /debug command, and this starts the debugging process, and you can see it says start stop, and you can do that now. Also they added kick messages, so if you do /kick the player and then the message, it will give them a message as well. Now blocks other players are mining now show cracks, which is really helpful. The /TP command can now be used to TP to coordinates, so if you type in /TP then some coordinates, you will be teleported to those coordinates, as you can see right here. They also made the server list reorderable by shift clicking the server you would like to move and then using the arrow keys to move it. You can also shift click and move it as well. You don't need to use the arrow keys. The server list now scans for LAN worlds. They also added a hardcore difficulty where players are now banned upon death. They also added an SRV record lookup support. They also added and changed many minor things, such as now individual stackable items near each other will now become one stack, and you can see that they will all kind of move into one stack like that. Now you can't really see because they are right in each other, but it will pick up all of them. They also added shift clicking support for armor in survival mode. In the video settings, you can toggle whether you would like to download these server textures or not. Stars are now smaller and brighter in the sky. Villagers spawned from spawning eggs will now get a random profession. They also removed the downwards knockback when drowning. Doors now being broken down by zombies show the damage that they are doing to the door. You now spawn with an empty inventory in creative mode. The Mojang splash screen now only shows for 1 second instead of 3. The sky color in the end has now been changed from black to a dark purple. The pick block key has now been improved. You now get the actual block, and you can pick up boats, minecarts, mobs, paintings, and you can no longer pick up portals. Now also, when you pick a giant mushroom, you get a mushroom of its type. Now they fixed so many bugs that I'm not going to show you all of them, but I will talk about all of them. So they fixed liquid slowing down flying players. They fixed blocks with the same ID but different data/damage values stacking in creative inventory. They fixed boats and minecarts not being able to be broken in one hit in creative. They fixed raw fish, dyes, saddles, potions, milk buckets, and tools depleting in creative. They fixed water destroying non-solid blocks from breaking them from above. They fixed Silk Touch giving you only one slab from double slabs. They fixed redstone updates not propagating through unloaded chunks. They fixed repeaters getting stuck when loading their chunk. They fixed tools taking damage when breaking insta-breakable blocks. They fixed a few misalignments in the item sprite sheet. Fixed the arrow representing player on held maps being offset. They fixed being able to duplicate sand, gravel, and powered rail. They fixed placing a piston in front of another powered but not extended one, resulting in a glitched piston with the head's texture on all sides. They fixed TNT dropping as a resource in creative mode. They fixed powered, specifically glitched pistons crashing the game. They fixed the end portal frame not showing as a block in the inventory. They fixed weather not working correctly in certain biomes. They fixed overworld portals above Y127 not being recognized when leaving the nether. They fixed various hacked mob spawners crashing the game. They fixed throw and splash potions not preserving their type when reloading the world. Now they also fixed many multiplayer specific bugs, like they fixed the arrows scooting up at the top of the block when they are shot on, and they fixed endermen not opening their jaws, fixed the fully charged arrows not showing their particle effect. They fixed many sounds not playing. They fixed magma cubes and slimes jumping, animations not showing. Fixed thunderstorms not darkening the sky. Fixed weather not fading in or out. Fixed enchanted armor tools not glowing to other players in multiplayer. They also fixed explosions not pushing players back. Fixed TNT not knocking back players. Fixed pistons not pushing back players. Fixed players on minecarts, boats, or pigs, and spider jockeys not being able to be displayed in the correct location. They fixed sneaking players' nameplates not staying hidden when loading the chunks they are in. Fixed unbreaking enchanted tools sometimes breaking and then reappearing a few times. They fixed potion effects losing their graphical effects when traveling between dimensions. And they fixed blocks disappearing when placing them under yourself and jumping. Now in the world generation category, they made sub-biome type mountains like desert hills or ice mountains taller. They made cocoa beans appear on some smaller jungle trees. They added an optional starting chest on non-hardcore worlds. They added a large biomes world type. Desert specific villages were added. Desert temples, which look like this, as well as jungle temples, which look like this, were added. Emerald ore was added, and it only generates in extreme hills biomes, and it can occur 8 times per chunk in veins of 1, and it generates between layers 4 and 31. Now in the blocks and items category, emerald ore has been added, which drops emeralds, as well as block of emeralds can be crafted using 9 emeralds in a crafting table. Also, the ender chest was added. It can be crafted with an eye of ender surrounded by 8 pieces of obsidian, and it stores each player's contents across dimensions, and all ender chests and contents are preserved even if all ender chests are destroyed. Explosion resistant, and also they emit light and purple particles. Now, unless mined with a Silk Touch enchanted pickaxe, they drop 8 obsidian. The tripwire hook was added. Placing 2 tripwire hooks within 40 blocks of each other will act as a redstone signal when stepped on by players, mobs, and any vehicles. Tripwire hooks can be crafted by putting an iron ingot on top of a stick on top of a wooden plank, and string can now be placed as a decoration. Wooden logs can now be placed in 3 different directions, up and down, like they used to be, right, and to the left. Furnaces can now be fueled with wooden tools. Ice no longer creates water in the nether and can now be obtained again by Silk Touch enchanted gear. Glass panes can now be obtained by Silk Touch. The nether portal leaks into the overworld now, and depending on the difficulty, zombie pigmen rarely spawn in them. All types of wood slabs were added, as well as sandstone stairs and all types of wooden stairs. Slabs can now be placed on the top of blocks just by selecting the top of the block, and also stairs can be put upside down. When these slabs are on the top of the block and the stairs are upside down, redstone items can be placed on the top of them. These now slowly drip water when raining, and also cauldrons can now be filled up when it is raining. Gravel has a new texture. Jungle leaves have a 1 in 200 chance of dropping a cocoa bean when destroyed now. Levers can be placed on ceilings. Also, arrows can trigger wooden pressure plates. Pistons now take 0.05 seconds longer to expand. Depending on the difficulty, TNT now does different amounts of damage. On Peaceful it does no damage, on Easy it does 50% less damage, and Normal same damage as before, and on Hard 33% more damage. Cocoa beans have been retextured and can be planted and grown on jungle wood now, and they also can be grown instantly using bone meal. Cookies now give a full heart of hunger. Netherworts can be grown in the overworld and the end now. The crafting recipe for a book has changed. You now need 3 pieces of paper and a piece of leather. A book and quill has been added, and you can craft that by using a book, an ink sac, and a feather. A written book can only be obtained by signing a book and quill, and also can be sold to villagers. Empty buckets and signs can now be stacked to 16. The golden apple now has 2 crafting recipes. This is the one it had before, and it gives you a golden apple, and also this one gives you a even more powerful golden apple with 9 blocks of gold and an apple like it was before. Boats no longer break when they hit lily pads. Instead, they break the lily pads, and there's a chance that it can drop the lily pad item. Boats are also faster, and when exiting, the players will be moved from the boat. Also, when broken by a player, they now drop a boat. Minecarts can now be moved by just using the arrow keys, and also, when getting out of a minecart, you will be moved away from the minecart. Lastly, the mobs category. Pigs can now drop 1 to 3 meat. Slimes have a reduced spawn rate in super flat maps. When suffering from poison potions, silverfish will now spawn more often from nearby silverfish blocks. There's an increased knockback effect on creepers, and depending on the difficulty, they do different amounts of damage now. Easy is 50% less damage, normal is the same damage as before, and hard is 33.3 more damage. Now, creepers and spiders become aggressive towards the last mob or player that hit them. Skeletons, creepers, and zombies become neutral against the player again in a few seconds after being hit in creative. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. This did take a very long time, so a like and a favorite would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe for more daily content. Thanks for watching.